Anybody else? See a hand back there? Behind it, yeah, Mr. Freivald.
Jake Freivald, 10 Ridgeview Avenue. I'd like to provide an update on that internet domain, westorange.info, that I talked about at the last council meeting. I had a lot of questions then about the cease and desist letter that Mr. Trank sent me. The administration still hasn't answered any of them honestly, but after accidentally consulting about 100,000 lawyers on the internet, I think I have the answers that I really need. Let me start by discussing what the mayor did say. Mayor Parisi sent an email to me and to you, the council, saying that he authorized the letter, quote, at the request of members of the Public Relations Commission, or PRC. But his explanation to us doesn't appear to be true. The PRC chairman didn't even know about the website until I told him what the mayor had said. Every current commissioner at the last PRC meeting claimed not to have spoken to the mayor or known about the letter before it was sent. So, either the mayor isn't telling the truth, or he's trusting the word of liars to very bad effect. It seems that the administration wanted to shut me down, but when asked why, the mayor took cover behind a commission made of citizen volunteers instead, without even talking to them. Why did he think that he could get away with that? Regardless of what happened behind the scenes, this is a serious breach of trust between him and me, and should be between him and the council. Now, what's particularly striking about this whole affair to me is that I publicly endorsed and voted for Mayor Parisi, something I still take heat for sometimes, partly because people told me that he was a man of good character. Mr. Schmidt's in the audience tonight, and sir, I apologize. But if we can't trust him on something this small, why should we trust him in bigger things? For instance, when the mayor first wanted to start a marketing program, he said we should use Catania Consulting. They do gaming consulting for casinos and don't even mention marketing as one of their services on their website. Yet the mayor insisted that this was the right company to do the marketing work. They're also connected through Councilman Cirillo's wife to Congressman Bill Pascrell. Why should we trust the mayor with respect to politically connected companies? During the discussion about the Edison battery complex, the mayor said he was satisfied that we could move forward because he had done his due diligence. Just tonight, we heard the administration say that only the mayor has authority with respect to redevelopment.
What are you inferring when you mention my name? Can you repeat that again?
I said they're also connected through Councilman Cirillo's wife to Congressman Bill Pascrell, and I'm asking why we should trust the mayor with respect to politically connected
what does that have to do with me? I don't understand. Like in Mayor Parisi, what does this have to do with the issue?
Would you like me to finish and ask questions afterwards? Right now, I'm off the clock.
Yeah. Well, let's speak afterwards. I want to know what correlation exists here. You mentioned my name, so I want to know what correlations exist.
Certainly.
And you want to do it publicly, or you want to do it, after the meeting, whatever.
I'm all about transparency. We can be as public as you'd like.
And that's why I'm asking these questions in front of the public. So I want to know what's going on.
It is stopped.
Sorry, the clock stopped.
Just tonight, we heard the administration say that only the mayor has authority with respect to redevelopment. Why should we trust the administration when so many of our citizens' questions were left unanswered? Recently, we discovered that Gary Englert has had keys to Town Hall for 15 years, even though he hasn't been an employee for a decade. Englert was in the deputy mayor's office after hours, downloaded inappropriate content, and infected the computer with a virus before the keys were finally taken away. The mayor told us that he had investigated and essentially said that there was no big deal. Now, Mr. Englert is a bulldog for the administration who has been active in the campaigns of the mayor and several council members. Why should we trust the mayor when he says nothing inappropriate was going on? Recently, one of our citizens pointed out that the Township Council should have a particular form of authority over the Downtown West Orange Alliance. One of our council members agreed, but we're told we've gotten a different legal opinion that says that the council doesn't have that authority. Especially in light of Mr. Trank's recent slipshod work, why should we trust that legal opinion? When I say why should we trust him, I don't just mean myself or the townspeople. His email about the PRC was sent to you, the town council, as well. So why don't more of you ask tough questions more often? Now, it's important to note that the blame doesn't rest solely on Mayor Parisi's shoulders. Our township attorney, Richard Trank, failed the mayor and the town by neglecting his duty. He's not a secretary who takes dictation. He is supposed to provide legal advice and services to his employers. He should have told the mayor, this has no legal basis. I can't send this. Amazingly, he didn't. He casually sent me an unconstitutional letter and hoped I'd just shut up and do as I was told. And this was apparently such an ordinary thing for him that he didn't even do it carefully. What Mr. Trank did was so egregiously sloppy that I'm told his name is entering the legal lexicon. To trank means to show a lackadaisical attitude toward the law with catastrophic results for the client. An example usage might be, we were doing great until the lawyer missed the filing deadline and tranked the whole case. Others who have previous experience with Mr. Trank have told me that I shouldn't have been surprised. Now, Mayor Parisi says he doesn't intend to pursue his demands. Okay, but he really shouldn't be sicking lawyers on people for issues that aren't worth pursuing. Remember, most people fear lawyers even when they have a solid case, not because they're afraid of losing, but because they might spend so much money in court that they'll eventually regret fighting. I was very lucky to have the friends and resources that I do, but how many people have capitulated to unjust demands because they didn't have the friends, time, and money to fight? How many people have been victimized by their own government? The embarrassment that you're feeling for the town right now stems directly from Richard Trenk. If he had done his job, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'm not sure why we would continue to retain him. If he can't even play this part of schoolyard bully well, I don't see why we would trust him with anything else. So what's next? I don't need a retraction or an apology, but I think it would be appropriate for the town attorney and the mayor to apologize to the people of West Orange for being the root cause of this embarrassing episode. I would like to see us consider hiring another law firm when Mr. Trenk's contract is up, and I would like to see all members of the town council start asking the hard questions that the people of West Orange deserve the answers to. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Freivald. And yes, you know what? Perhaps an apology may be needed. It certainly is legal correspondence that perhaps wasn't well researched or written. It's my understanding. It's my understanding that. I'm the council president, ma'am. I can speak and I can pause and I dictate. I did some research, and Mr. Freivald talked about asking the tough questions. Well, I did do that. I talked to the administration. I talked to PR committee members as the council president. I spoke to the public information officer. And the genesis of this, and hopefully the members of the press are here, the genesis of this started with the fact that there are legitimate concerns with the usage, and Mr. Freivald, you're a professional tech person, with the usage of the domain westorange.info. It is a fact that the Facebook page of the Township of West Orange is named West Orange Info. It is a fact that the Twitter handle of the official Twitter handle of West Orange is West Orange Info. It is a fact that the YouTube page of the West Orange Township is West Orange.info. Mr. Freivald was aware of that as a member of the PR committee, yet he went out there and started a partisan site and called it West Orange.info. That's like me. Let's use an analogy. Let's say I was an employee of Apple, and I started a website called appletilde.com. Okay, and speaking in a partisan manner or anti-Apple. There is a legitimate concern there that the public can be misled. Okay, that's what my research found. I did look into.
Let him speak.
I Googled the site and I confirmed that information. The West Orange Info is actually the name of our publicly owned sites. No, I'm not talking about the West Orange website, and that's where that letter was poorly written, because it shouldn't have said, a comparison should not have been made to the westorange.org, and I agree with you, Jake. Okay, that letter was poorly researched, it was definitely poorly written, and whether it has legal basis or not, probably, I don't know, because I told you at the last meeting I'm an attorney.
Mr. Cirillo, if you don't know whether or not it has a legal basis, why are you defending it?
The publicly sanctioned websites are called West Orange Info, and a legitimate concern can be made that those three sites and a partisan site can become confusing. And that's the point that I wanted to make, and that's the result of the research that you asked us and the questions that you asked us to make. So I just want to, you know, in the interest of transparency, make sure that I made that research public. Thank you. Any other member of the public wish to speak? I think I saw your hand up. Thank you.